9 kilometer by 9 kilometer grid. In each grid, what kind of land cover, what kind of biological thing, flora, fauna, then climatic, water, social aspect, tribal population, we assign the weight. Then whichever grid, when you assign the weight for a 20 parameter, each, the maximum can be 10. So the total is 200 score. Then we group the aggregated score into 4 levels. ESR1, ESR2, ESR3, ESR. Those who got more than 90% ESR1, 75 to 90% ESR2. Like that, we got ESR1, the green is ESR2, light green is ESR3, blue is ESR4. For example, if you look at this one, you can choose any this one. I will show you Kerala because we were talking about landslides in Kerala. So, see, this gives the ESR1, okay? This is entire Kerala. Then blue is the ESR4, okay? Now you can choose the district, okay? Whichever district, because why not landslide happened, I will take this, okay? Now see this, ESR1, ESR2, ESR3, okay? Go to the taluk where exactly landslide happened, okay? See, in this region, here there's a landslide happened, and look at the villages which face this problem, okay? Look at what is the status, CSR1. This is done not just for the entire Western Ghat, not just one state. All the states we have done it. I published this article and all this I have put it online. See,
so when was this done?
Huh?
When was this done?
You see when I launched it, 23 December. I launched it on. I was invited to deliver a KV Suparna Memorial Lecture in Shivamogga. 24 July 15th, 2024. I launched it in July. At that phase, my only thinking is that if I do it there, whether it will reach the destination. Okay. Then, as I anticipated, the two women MPs took it to the parliament. There was a star question based on that. And then, Ministry of Environment and Forest sent the Eco-Sensitive Committee to my lab. We had a discussion here only in this room. Okay, I presented it and I highlighted the carbon, the potential of this Western Ghat. It stores 1.28 million gigagram of carbon. Every year, 39,000 gigagram of carbon gets stored. If you look at the economic worth of it, as per the social cost of carbon, it works out to be 100 billion rupees. 1.4 billion dollars. That is the worth. When after meeting me, the chairman of the committee told me, today I am meeting the Minister for Environment and Forest, Ishwar Khandre. He met him and he apprised him of the importance of the Western Ghat, especially the carbon survey. When Mr. Khandre was told that the government will get the money because of the carbon credit mechanism, he said we will accept Kasturba committee. He made a remark also. Media carried that on that day. Then of course he withdrew the thing, something happened in this one. So that is the, see here I have put the document also, how we have arrived at this ecological thing. And see, now if you see the PIL that is in the Supreme Court or a NGT, NGT asked every state government to give a list of the villages which are ecologically sensitive to the respective states. None of the state government responded. Deliberately they do not want to give the thing. Then NGT, one of the members told me, since I work in NGT for various committees, he alerted me saying that you should do something because the government are not responding. Then I told him, say, not only to the court, I will also make it available to the public. That is where we developed this decision support system to make it, people can access it and this one. So that they know that what is the ecological sensitiveness and all those things. If you look at that, you will see in this region, we have already said that what is the ecological sensitiveness of the region. Okay? Now, to have the study, what we did, I think 2015, 14, 15. Here what we did, see, we are doing the history, how this 106 and then widened to 260, and more importantly, why Bannerghatta National Park is important. Because with the global warming and changes in climate, you need to reduce the carbon in the environment. Okay, that is what even the Prime Minister talked about in the this one Paris meeting. Okay, so that decarbonization has to happen, and Bannerghatta National Park plants and the water bodies are doing the decarbonization. So now, see, that is the integrity is threatened because of this initiative. Okay, so now, see, this gives the core area of Bannerghatta National Park. Okay, so this gives you an idea, and also we have done a detailed study. What kind of, see, this is the Mysore elephant this one reserve. You know this is the last point of Western Ghat, and it leads to the Eastern Ghat to the Kaveri wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so and for elephant movement, is a very important corridor as a movement path. You know, 100 to 150 population, and sometimes even 200 to 300. This is what as per the forest department records. Okay, then we chose this one. You know, along with this one, we chose 5 km buffer to study the region. You know, essentially we did a flora and fauna investigation. You know, we carried out a detailed survey. You know, what is the kind of the flora, the plants that are there. Okay, and the medicinal plants in the region. Okay. So, and also in the buffer region, what kind of plants are there? First we studied the core region, and then we studied the buffer region. Okay, that's how we understood the importance of the plant and what kind of species that are there. Okay, so then the even we looked at, because large population in that area depend on the plant for their livelihood, medicinal plants. You know, they extract these medicinal plants and this one. And grazing is another thing. Bird diversity. These are all to say, identify the region at local level, which are important. Okay, that's where the detailed investigation we did. Also, we looked at the common land like Gomala and all those things, and we gave a statistic how much is the encroach. You know, this gives the filter sand and all those activities going on in that Gomala, which is not one man's land. It's everybody's thing. Okay, so now we in our result survey we have shown where all that activity is happening. Okay, so then, you know, this gives the extent of encroachment also. This is as on 2014. Okay? So then we did the land cover analysis using remote sensing data. You know, this gives the green versus non-green. Okay? It doesn't say what forest or agriculture like that. For that we do the land use analysis. First we did the core region. You know, land use analysis. So and it shows that in the core region, 50% of moist deciduous forest has come down to 29%. That means in spite of having the protection status, you know, national park or a sanctuary, you still see the degradation happening. Then if you remove this eco-sensitive region, you can imagine what will happen. Okay?
Just sir, this reduction is in the core area or is in the buffer?
No, this is core area.
Okay.
This is only core area land use. Okay, then buffer region also we did.
Okay.
That also is 5 km buffer. We have done that. You see that again the same story repeats. You know, 26% overall come down to 13%, 50% reduction. Okay, so then, you know, we said how Bangalore is threatening the result. We did that modeling also. See how that based on this historical transitions, we modeled for 2021, 2020. First we modeled for 2015 only, because anyway change has happened. We wanted to validate the model. Once we got higher accuracy, with that same approach, we predicted for 21 and 27. Okay, this gives that what is the likely scenario. Okay, then, you know, where all the changes were. We have also had mapped all those things, where all that you know, proposed layouts and all those things. At that time only we have talked about it, compiling the information from various agencies. Okay, then eco-sensitive regions we had this one. See, what we did is for each village we have biological, geoclimatic, ecological, environmental variables. Okay, we assign the weight depending on the relative importance. See, if the forest cover is more than 60%, weight of 10, 40 to 60, then 8, like that. Okay, so then we have the proportion of that variable also, the VI and DI. Now for each village you have the value for 20 variables. Now when you get an aggregated score, that aggregated score we divide into 4 levels. Highest score ESR1, second is ESR2, then ESR3 and ESR4. So now you see that forest cover in the buffer zone, okay, and population density, that animal corridor, the essentially elephant, this one. Then like that, we also looked at where all the impact is happening, from infested things, leopard sighting. These are all you say the highway, okay?
Right.
Then tiger distribution region, okay? And sloth bed. No, you can have fruit.
This is it. Thanks.
Okay, this is what I did. Okay, then consultation of that. Now we got eco-sensitive region. You know what we are talking is we need to protect ESR 1, 2 and 3. That is where that it covers the. If you look at it covers that 5 kilometer buffer. Okay, and this is Tamil Nadu part. We did do the study. That's where it is shown like.
Covering up.
And then we have also said what is to be done, what should not be done, kind of thing. Okay. So then we said what is this one for elephant movement. If you look at Gaja talks about safe passage for elephant. So we identify the bottleneck. Where all bottleneck is there. So that to smoothen that thing, this kind of ESRs are important. That's how we the ESR. That was our argument. Then we said where all what kind of current land use in that bottleneck. We have done that. This gives some of the field. Of course, this is the this with the forest department we did the work.